Good morning and welcome to beautiful Pickett, Wisconsin on this, God, I keep forgetting what day it is, July 7th. And a cold front came through and it's only 70 degrees, 63% humidity, pretty high humidity I suppose, but it doesn't feel too bad. It's just a spectacular day for an engine run. So the engine I'm going to be running today is this OS 46 FX engine. Now this is an engine that was donated to me from a good friend, Jim. And this engine, he just sent me a box of engines and I haven't done anything to this other than do some standard carb setup. They were in fantastic shape. They all turn over, they all have good compression. They look like they're barely run. I pulled the plug, looked at the top of the piston, there's no carbon buildup whatsoever. Now, I've got an APC 10.6 prop on here and the plug that came with it, I cannot identify it. It looks like it has some letters on it, kind of looks like a Super Tiger plug. It's a short plug without an idle bar and it glows really bright. So I'm going to give this one a shot. If it doesn't seem to operate too well, then I'll swap to an OS number 8 plug. But this exhaust, and I know you can't really see the full exhaust here, it's kind of a longer exhaust. It's not an OS exhaust. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's got an extension on it. And I don't know if it's got a baffle in it or anything, but we're going to wring this engine out. So I've got that strange unidentified plug, APC 10.6, and some 5% fuel. Let's run this engine. It's primed good. It's primed too good. Let me pause the video here and reattach my prop. Okay, let's try that again. That doesn't happen very often with a two-stroke engine. And I really didn't think I primed it that much, but man, it really didn't like that. And it didn't like it again. I thought I cleared the prime too. One of the things I think is I don't have a small enough always afraid I'm going to shear my let's try this one more time. Hopefully it won't do that again. Now is it not wanting to fire at all? Let's try this again. Or did the plug get blown? I don't know what happened. Let's see. Did that just unscrew again? No. Well, this is bizarre. Hang on, pausing. Okay, so this thing was flooded, which is kind of unusual. I thought it'd be pretty hard to flood an engine when it's got such a long high-speed needle extension here on here, but I'm just gonna do that once and see if that's enough to get this thing to fire up. I took the plug out, spun it with the starter, and of course there was a big fountain of fuel coming out. So let's see what happens here now. So I don't know if that's interesting. not exactly sure what's going on here. Let's check this. Let's see if I can close this carb completely. Open the throttle. So it's acting like it's just way... I thought I was turning this fully closed, and I've got what I think is fully closed on there, and it's not closed at all. So it's leading me to believe that potentially there's something wrong with this high-speed needle. So what I want to try to do is put an extension on here and see if it's just really tight. See if it just feels like it. No, it feels like it's closed. So I don't know if we have just a leak. Because the high-speed needle is fully closed, so yet if I open the throttle, I'm getting air blowing through there. So I don't know if there's a leak at the base. All of this stuff looks like it's intact. Let's see, what can I do here to test this anymore? There's just way too much fuel flow, basically. So there might be something just not right with this high-speed needle. So basically I'm going to try and run it again here with this thing, what essentially feels like it's closed, and see if it'll run, and that'll tell me that maybe there's just something wrong with the seat in here, because that's what it's really seeming like right now. This thing is sounding really rough. I think the other thing I can do here is, I told you I had some kind of weird plug in here. I think there's an issue with this high-speed needle holder, but let's change the plug real quick. And I am going to put an Inya number 3 plug in here and see how it behaves with that. See if that makes it any happier. I mean, there's just something wrong with the fuel flow through here that just isn't right. And that's kind of why I'm doing this, is just you could say it's a box to the bench run from Jim. He hasn't run these engines in years, so let's just see what happens with that now. Okay, I can't say that. I have to say that's the first time I've ever used pinching a fuel line as a throttle control, but that's exactly what I was doing there. So there was a lot of air bubbles going through this line. So I'm going to see if I can just change this line out. I don't think there's an issue with this line. I really think there's an issue here because of the fact that I can't... See, look at that. That thing is completely closed. And I just blew through it. Well, of course I blew through it. But still, it should be closed there. Let's just pull this thing all the way out. See, fuel should be wanting to come out that way. It's also coming out that way. So yeah, there's just something not right with this at all. This car, not the carb, this high-speed needle adapter. I can get it to go back in there. Yeah, there's just, it's not this piece of tubing, it's this thing. So there's something just seriously not right with that. We're not going to be able to get a good run with this engine, unfortunately. I'm just going to unplug this and run this fuel out. And I may have to swap this rear cover plate with my 40 FX engine to actually run this engine properly. But there's nothing wrong with the engine itself. I'm absolutely certain of that. Our whole issue here is this high-speed needle area. So that's our issue. Ooh, that's our issue with that. Okay, so I think I pretty much already explained the issues with this engine. I don't care for, personally, I don't really care for live engine troubleshooting. Sometimes it has to be done. I mean, I could have very easily just stopped the video and stopped and just said, I'm done. But I think in many cases, this is something that can be of great value to some people as far as trying to figure out what's going on with an engine. And in this case, I'm absolutely certain that it's this high-speed needle part here. It's I think that thing is just wallowed out. What I think might have happened is that this thing got turned in too far and it just opened the orifice up and it wallowed the orifice out such that it can never be closed again, is what my feeling is with this, because I don't see any other physical damage nor leakage to it. That's the only type of explanation I can come up with. But I mean, this is a good engine. If I can come up with an alternate, or at least just take the one off my 40 FX, try this again. Otherwise, that's your run for this 46 FX engine. I was hoping to have a better one. And like I said, that's really the first time I've ever used my fingers pinching a fuel line as the throttle control on an engine. But it is what it is, and you do what you got to do sometimes. Thank you for watching.